Hello, I'm Dr. Alan Unruh, practicing Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been in practice since 1970 for almost about 40 years, going on 41. And we see a lot of things change over the last 40 years. Healthcare has changed, politics has changed. Some things don't change. How the body functions doesn't change. So it behooves everybody to search alternative ways to treat their symptoms, to treat the cause of the problem. And a couple of fundamental principles of life are, number one, structure governs function, fundamental principle of physics. If the wheels of your car are out of alignment, putting in a better grade of gasoline won't fix it. You've got to realign the wheels. If the foundation of a house is crumbling, the whole structure is affected. So biomechanical problems are a prime reason for acute and chronic pain. People might have injury to a muscle, injury to a joint, injury to a disc. It doesn't go away, and there's where chiropractic care comes in, and realigning the spine and stretching the discs and realigning the disc and strengthening the spine. That's kind of our specialty. Motion is life. The freedom to move. Every joint has to move freely to get the blood circulating, oxygen, nutrition, lubricating fluid around the joints, and improving the mechanoreceptors, which are nerve endings throughout the body. The body has 4,600 miles of nerves that fire 300 miles an hour into 666 muscles and all the organs. We've been trying to stay on the cutting edge of new technology as it develops. We've invested in many different things over my lifetime, but one of the most exciting things is a new technology called pulse electromagnetic frequency. It's not really new, it's been around for 100 years, but as they've refined it and perfected it through research now, the key is to develop wavelengths that the cells of the body will absorb. And so it recharges muscles, nerve cells, joints, and the circulation, takes inflammation out rapidly. 85% notice relief first visit. And so we started experimenting with this technology in my clinic. And the results we've had has been phenomenal. Jim said, give me your worst cases, I'll demonstrate how we can help them. And we see every kind of disc problem. 20% of our practice is failed back surgery. We see neuropathies because we have high-powered laser equipment, deep muscle stimulators. I've got diathermy, ultrasound, electrical muscle stim, Aquamed therapy. We've got a rehab center. We've got the VaxD for spinal decompression. We got the Cox distraction instrument in our clinic. And so Jim said, well, let me show you what this technology will do. And I was astounded when we sent patient after patient to Jim, how they could have arthritic knees that felt better. They've had neuropathies that improved right away, shoulder pain, torn muscles, tendons, broken bones that have had fractures that heal faster. You can use this machine even if they've got plates and screws around a joint because it's three-dimensional. It goes around the tissue to get the blood and the oxygen to the tissue. What's exciting is results. You got a 1-2 punch. You know, fundamental law of physics is structure governs function, so we have to mechanically realign any structural misalignment. But then another fundamental law of biogenesis, life only comes from life. Now the key is, how do we unlock that energy? How do we charge the cells of the body to start working when there's been scar tissue and a chronic injury and torn muscles and all these things that entrap muscles and nerves and blood supply? This actually softens the scar tissue, dilates the blood supply, dilates the capillary and oxygen supply to the nerve, because nerves are starved of energy. They don't get the blood and the oxygen, and that's why people have chronic pain. And utilizing this type of technology adds a whole new dimension to a person's practice. I read a book recently called Differentiate or Die. What are we offering that nobody else offers in the region? And since I got the pulse magnetic treatment, we get people come from 200, 300, 400 miles away. Some stay a week and get treatment. Nobody else has this type of technology and equipment. Plus, you can not only help these people feel better a lot faster than they've ever felt in their life, But you start attracting people with every kind of ailment, from Parkinson's disease to, we had a young boy with cerebral palsy and autism that's now walking normal for the first time after he's 20 years old. He's talking normal without stuttering. His cognitive reasoning, his brain is functioning for the first time in his life. He's no longer taking inhalers. He's no longer taking any pain pills. What's that worth? When they were going to put him in restraints and restricted living, it's worth everything. He's only 20 years old. His whole life has changed. The tens of thousands of dollars in costs to try to just care for someone like that is unbelievable. So we're breaking new territory in helping patients that medical science has never been able to even touch. Economically, this is a very inexpensive way to treat acute and chronic pain compared to medicine, compared to go to a pain clinic. Think about the fact how complicated, 4,600 miles of nerves firing. The body's like a gigantic circuit board. And if your computer breaks down, the electromagnetic complexity of that, well, the human body and every cell, the DNA and the RNA and the mitochondria in one cell have enough information, more than the Library of Congress. Every cell in our body has unbelievable intelligence, positive, negative charge, where potassium and sodium gets exchanged in the cell membrane. When we walk, our arms swing opposite our legs. The body's an electromagnetic circuit board. You think about the potential to attract patients with every kind of ailment imaginable, and then the referrals from people who've been helped. It's exciting and adds a new dimension. Some people come in just for the electromagnetic treatment. That's fine. That's what happened with the guy with cerebral palsy, because an adjustment obviously is not going to fix that. But be able to help a wide variety of problems that nobody else can help, that have exhausted every other type of care, it's worth everything. And you think about each patient, what they refer. This technology is the best investment any chiropractor can make in their office. It coincides with everything we do. It's not natural, it's not invasive, and it works. And so I highly recommend utilizing this in your office, especially if you want to go a step above the rest, if you want to differentiate your practice from everybody within the next 300 miles. And especially with the economy the way it is, that's all the more reason where you have to figure out ways to serve your patients better and expand your way out of an economic crisis, rather than figure out ways that how can I live with less and have less and do nothing, and gradually you wither on the vine. The American system is based on investing in yourself and investing in your business, investing in your ability to serve your patients, the entrepreneurial spirit that helps expand your service to humanity. That's where the essence of joy in life comes from, and opening opportunities to serve your patients better. So go to the website and learn about this equipment, learn the research.